You are about to go on a journey that will change your life forevermore, but it does bring a lot of happiness into your life after a long, dark passage. This journey and the road of discovery, it opens up for you, brings the light back into your life again. It is a change, it is a turning of the wheel of fortune. There could be a Sagittarian connected to this journey. It's also just moving into a time of your life, a stretch of the road where your optimism returns. This is your comeback, but don't call it a comeback. I've been here for years, man. And there is something that you're just ready to get on the road with. You're ready to take this show on the road. You're ready to jump on that soul train and go to an adventure destination that maybe you've wanted to go to for a long time. That's how this is coming through. It could be a physical place you're traveling to. You may be going there by unusual means. Maybe you're going there by train. Maybe you're going there by ship, by vessel. Or maybe you're taking some kind of unique ride. It's a ride through the archives of the past, perhaps. Revisiting old spaces, old places, places of origin. Okay, these are all messages just kind of coming through. There could be a Capricorn connected to this as well. Or there's something that involves your work or something that you want to take on the road, okay? I could see this coming through for a band, you know? If you're a musician, or maybe you want to do some kind of tour. It doesn't have to be just around music, or maybe you want to get into the festival circuit, or maybe you want to be just kind of a nomad. Maybe you want to take your work online, so you got a little portability there. Some of you may be wanting to start some kind of travel business, travel channel. All right. Just an initial message for Aries. This is your bonus read, so come on in. Sit for a spell. Make yourselves comfortable. This is for any Aries placement. If you got a strong first house placement, or if you're a Libra rising, that makes you an Aries Descendant. So let's see what this trip is that's opening up for you. It's also the journey of your life, and something's changing in your life. Something's opening rather unexpectedly. You thought you were going one way. You pretty much had your heart set on a particular change. And then you decided, wait a minute, the vision's switching up again. There's a new road that's emerging, maybe one that you didn't see before. All right, let's see what this is. All I know is it's about to get real for you because I felt really drawn to the Kipper deck and my Shadow Light Cartomancy cards. So, let's see what comes through here for you. I think you just want things to be real clear. Okay, maybe that's why you need to head in a different direction, get realigned with your vision. Could have been brought on by having a little brush with a false person here, right? Something that it took you a while to see. It was a lot to integrate this experience. This could even be two people that were teamed up together. It could be an alliance that was there. It could be a love relationship that was there, something that was concealed. 8th house matters, something that was going on behind the scenes. And it could have been related to somebody that you thought you really knew, and then something was exposed. You saw this true person's face, and it gave you reason for pause. I do feel it took strength to overcome this situation once you had this realization, whatever this was. It could have involved a Scorpio. It also could have involved a Leo. I think of the Strength card there. Okay. In some decks, Strength is Libra. Okay. So you could have a strong Leo placement. You could have a strong Libra placement. You could have a strong Scorpio placement, or you could have been dealing with somebody like this. But there was some realization here and reorientation as well that's getting you beyond a previous challenge. And now you're in a position where you have the strength to rise above what was holding you back. You may have had to unmask somebody, call somebody out. You may have had to cut somebody off. You may have been drawn to connect with a certain person romantically, and then their true motivations were revealed. Okay, so lots of layers here, but there's some kind of false person in this scenario. They come in with the number 8. The number 8 could be significant. The 8th month, August, again, Leo energy. Could be a Virgo as well, okay? The 8th of the month, that also makes me think of Lionsgate. Okay, there could have been something specifically that went down in August. Life Path 8 coming in strong around this 2. Whatever this was, and made you realize, okay, I thought I was feeling that way. I'm not. I've seen something, and that's changing the way I want to move forward here. There's a change in plans. I got a new path I want to head down. I want to open up a new chapter. A new chapter here, okay? Out of what was sort of like a real kind of, it feels like, I have to just call it, feels like getting kind of like the shit end of the stick. You know what I'm saying? Like you thought something would be really good, and then you really saw it for what it was, and you're like, well, okay, scrap that. But there might be like a little complication that got created along the way in the reroute, right? Something has been challenging to navigate, but I do feel like there's something that's being seen here. All right. It's interesting how that false person introduced themselves, and now I'm getting this kind of like hold up, and the message is coming back. Yeah, okay. This could have even been like a couple. It's coming through as marriage here, all right? So this could have been somebody that you were hitched to, attached at the hip to, and this could have also involved something around a great fortune. Again, look, it's coming in with the energy of 8. It's interesting too. 8 and 3 is 11. So there's this like dichotomy here. This almost makes me feel like you might have had a choice between 2 different things. Something could have been connected to the past. You were weighing something out. You were also closing out some heavy duty stuff from a karmic cycle that was coming to a close. You may have been trying to consider what you really wanted to invest in. You may also have found that you had a situation where you were in an uncomfortable position. It's interesting to me because I'm seeing like the marriage coming out in reverse, and it's coming out with great fortune. So this could have something to do with feeling almost like you had to preserve a marriage or a connection or do what made the family happy in order to preserve some kind of family money, or you didn't want to lose money, you know, you didn't want to lose money to a marriage. Maybe there was something about feeling a little sus, like is somebody using me for my money? Okay, let me get some more information coming in here. There could have been a marriage that occurred here where you got legally tied up with somebody, and you're finding out that that person had less than above board intentions. Courtship, okay? Courtship. Mature woman. 6 and 4, life path 6, life path 4. It's interesting. There's almost like a mother piece coming to the forefront here for me. I think of the 4th house, I think of Cancer. Cancer makes me think of the mother. And I'm noticing the way the mature woman seems to be looking over at this courtship. Comes in with the 6 and the 4, that's 10. So Capricorn energy could be here. There's a like, how will that look? How will that look? How will that affect the reputation of the family or the family name? I could see that kind of, it looks like she's studying this, like the mature woman is having a look at this and she's got some judgments about it, perhaps. But there's something that's changing here because the 6 and the 4 is the 10. The 6 and the 4 is the 10, and that is the Wheel of Fortune, and that's Sagittarian energy. So this is sort of saying, you know, I'm going to go my own way. I'm going to follow my own philosophy in life. I'm going to do what feels right to me. It is big Emperor energy here, your energy, Aries, okay? Courtship here. You may have dealt with a courtship with somebody that, or maybe it wasn't so much a courtship. Maybe you dove into something kind of rapidly. You decided to head down a certain track. Maybe it seemed like an adventure. Came in with 10:31 on the clock. This could have been connected to a Scorpio. This could have been something that happened around Halloween. There could be some kind of Halloween connection there, okay? And you decided to head down that road, but then along the way you discovered that there was sort of a false front on something. That's what I feel, okay? And you release that. Now you're wanting maybe something more mature, more mature. But I also have like this piece here about maybe a mother, you know, sort of studying a connection. Not sure if they approve of a connection, and there's something about money tied up with this too. Also, how will it look? How will it look, you know? If I choose to go down this route, like what are the optics? Which is interesting. Okay, so maybe money's on the line. And maybe that's even on a business level. You know, sometimes people get really attached to their image, like their public image. So there also could be something coming out about an involvement, a hidden courtship, okay, that might be affecting somebody's public image, somebody you're connected to. There's a mature woman studying this. That's all I know. And I did get this piece about courtship also coming out with the mature woman. I do have the inkling here, though, that there's like some kind of family dynamic here. Or it could even be like a certain group of people here who have objection to this, because blocking energy coming out. There's real strong Sagittarian energy, Capricorn energy coming out here in association with this journey. Also the 10th month, October, okay? Scorpio, Libra could be connected here. And with that, we got a pathway. Is the crossing energy. But see, there's 8 energy here. This is significant. There's something in the past, because this came out in reverse crossing. There's something in the past that's been blocking a pathway. And so it reminds me of that song, A Forest, where it's just sort of like having the same experience again and again and again and again, and always kind of chasing after something that ends up being elusive. It never really comes to fruition. It's a Cure song, okay? So check it out. I'll pin it in the comments so you can look at the lyrics and give it a listen if you haven't heard it. And if you haven't heard it, what's wrong with you, man? You need to get turned on some good music. You know, and it's interesting because there was a path of light here, right? But it's almost like somebody got led into the shadows, maybe took what seemed like a diversion. I'm going to bring this through. It may have seemed like a diversion. You kind of journeyed into the past, or you revisited past urges, or you felt like just one more time, I want to live out, you know, I want to live out some aspect of my past before I head forward on this pathway. Because there was like a recognition that if you go down a certain path, it's a transformation. It's a total transformation with the butterfly medicine there. Somebody chose to retreat back into more of the shadow. And it may have had more to do with like judgment, family judgment, some outsider's opinion, or some involvement, interference. The blocking energy is coming out with the energy of 8. So it's either the past or past experiences. Now this could even be past experiences somebody's had in their romantic relationships or in a marriage specifically. Really just made somebody feel like, I don't want to go there again. Maybe it took a lot out of them to overcome a challenge from the past, right? But there's a new journey opening up here, because we see there's a change in perspective that did come in, you know, that there's a change coming in here, and there's a journey that's getting underway, and there is the Wheel of Fortune is turning here. So something's opening up where it used to be closed out, but maybe that's it. There's something that needed to be closed out from the past before you would be ready to step into this new journey, this transformation. Yeah. Yeah, and when we look at that 10 energy too, it breaks down to 1, Gemini. Gemini energy coming through there too. Okay, there could be like some connecting point with a really important communication that needed to go down. There could have been a need for closure. I also think about that Magician energy, and it's also reviving something, bringing something back to life. Maybe there needed to be sort of a journey back into the past as well to retrieve something there that brings you back to life before you could step forward on this new path. Because this path is total transformation. It is coming in crossing, so I feel like this is something that could be coming up soon. And there could be a key communication involved in it, but it brings about some transformation, and it does open up the road. It's got full energy around it. Wheel of Fortune energy. There might be a travel piece connected with this. I also see the 10 plus this 8. 8's coming out as like a blocking energy. So it's either the past, or it could be a Leo, it could be a Virgo, or it could be a September Libra as well. Could be a Scorpio. Could be something that was hidden, or it was clandestine and it needs to be exposed. Or it could be that there's something you need to see about something that was false in order to get reoriented here and come back into alignment with the correct path. It's not that the diversion didn't serve its purpose. It did. I really feel that. There was a need to face off with something that was kind of tricky. But there is like this renewal energy that's coming as a result of it, a brand new opening here. But something's transforming. There's something that has to be faced first, so let me get a little detail about that. What is this that needs to be faced first? There is something that needs to be faced. It feels like some kind of communication. It could be an issuing of a statement. It could be opening up about an experience or something that was hidden. Or somebody could be revealing something like this to you, and that's what's giving you this new vision. Ultimately, I feel like it's positive, but it's almost like there's something that needs to be faced first, that it's a bit like the forest, you know? Woo. Official person. Wow. 22. I mean, this is your energy. You are the official person. Maybe you're the one who has the final say. You're the one who gives the go-ahead. It comes out with 4 energy, Emperor energy. I mean, maybe everybody's looking at you like, okay, well, what's the deal? You're the one calling the shots here. I mean, we do see an official person. You might be making something official, right? It took a lot to get to this position too. This could be like you had to deal with something from the past to get back into your energy. You had to retrieve a little bit of your power there. Now you're leading. You may not realize how much something's changed as a result of a certain journey you went on. And that certainly can be a metaphorical journey here. But there's something about you're the official person that people are looking toward, or you're being put in some kind of leadership position here. It might be getting you some kind of recognition. 10th house lit up, okay, because we had that Capricorn energy kept coming out here. This could be something that's being seen very materially. You've gone through a transformation. You're not the same person you were, okay? I could also see like maybe you shed something. You could have shed something that you used to really identify with, you know, it defined you, and now you're kind of like making your own lane in your own right, you know? I do feel like you're calling the shots in your life. For some of you, this did involve shedding a connection or breaking a tie with somebody. Okay, breaking a tie with somebody that was revealed to you as a false person. There could have been something that was hidden around that, or it might have been a very private process you were going through with that. Got great fortune coming in here. Again, with the 8 energy, it's really interesting. Keeps coming out again and again. Ooh, blind spot, perhaps. Got the house of Pisces coming in here. Privileged lady, great fortune. Okay, there could be a connecting point there. 12 and 8 is judgment, all right? 12 and 8 is judgment, all right? So maybe there's something here about a blind spot around somebody. Somebody who wanted to be like the privileged lady. All right, we're going to do a cut of the deck on this. We're going to do a cut of the deck on this, and I'm going to pull out the Shadow Light Cartomancy now, because this is the appropriate time. Yeah, message of concern coming in here. 14, Sagittarius energy, coming out with that Temperance energy. Also 5, Taurus energy. This could be somebody coming forward, issuing some kind of statement that's causing concern, because this is like hearing from an official person about something, about a blind spot, perhaps around a privileged lady who has access to a great fortune. Sagittarian energy here. Your energy coming in with the Emperor, blockage coming in. Leo energy. And 8 is significant. It keeps coming out again and again and again. So there's some aspect here that has something to do with money, power, acquisition, privileged lady. Pisces. Pisces. Okay. Also, 12 breaks down to 3. Empress energy, Taurus, Libra. We had the 5 energy come in too here with the 14. Sagittarius. Taurus energy, Hierophant energy coming in here. An official statement that causes concern. Something about a privileged lady who has access to great fortune. Okay, we're going to dive into this because there's blockage around this. We got high honor on one side, and on the other side, change. Whoa. Oh, I see. I see. So 7 and the 9, that's 16. It's a tower. Somebody who was held in high honor. There's a change that's occurring because something's coming through that has something to do with a privileged lady, a blind spot, getting access to a great fortune. And some official statement, some news is coming through around this. So the Emperor's looking at this, okay? This also may be something that's causing a Sagittarius concern as well, okay? 14 plus that 22 breaks down to 4. That's 18. It's the moon. Real strong Pisces signature in relation to this. All right, let's get some more details, see what's coming in here. Bottom of the deck, Jack of Clubs in the shadows. Somebody moved a little too quickly. I don't know, did somebody try to transfer some funds really quickly? Maybe there's some funds that were transferred that maybe somebody was just kind of taking a little bit at a time, and then somebody moved a big chunk of money, and now it's like, whoa, wait a minute, what's going on with that? I feel like it highlighted something, so you could be hearing from like a bank or somebody you do business with, or, you know, somebody who manages an estate, something like this. You might need to, since you're the official person, like maybe, you know, somebody needs your signature on something, or they need your go-ahead, and you're hearing about this and you're like, what? What's this about? Has something to do with this privileged lady here that wants access perhaps to a great fortune. Could be like some document they want you to sign. Try to cut some kind of deal. You're like, no way, man. You don't get that big of a cut. What's that? Okay, there's something interesting going on here. There could be a change too in some kind of document that secures funds. could be related to many different things. It could be related to like a business deal. Maybe there's like an agreement that was made and now somebody's trying to change the parameters of that last minute. Hoping you'll just sign on the dotted line without like really looking over it. Don't do that. Don't do that. I feel like if you do that, you'll be concerned about it, you know, because maybe something's been switched. The questionable energy is coming through with the privileged lady here, okay? So whoever this lady is, she either has a lot of money or she's greedy. And she wants her hands on some money, okay? This is the character you need to be aware of here. Right. There's a blind spot around this person. This could also be somebody who's kind of like a hidden influence, a hidden wrench in the works. You know, they're doing something that's been concealed. It's coming in under the coverage of the moon. And it is coming in with that Scorpio territory energy too. So often that's stuff that is hidden. And we know where somebody was in high honor, you're seeing them as a false person here. Whatever this is, all right? So bottom of the deck, you're severely disappointed about this. When you find out about this, when you hear about this, yes. It's disappointing. Disappointing. It could be in connection with a mother or with a Cancer too. Because that energy is coming out. Maybe it's not the first time this has happened. Could also be connected with a mother. A mother who is either passed or is ailing, you know, and something about the family money. Okay, that coming in too. Maybe somebody's trying to make some changes. Financial statements, and this landed right on top of great fortune. Absolutely. Absolutely. Absolutely, with the 9 of diamonds there. This is news about money, and it's something about great fortune. Right? But that's really connected to this privileged lady over here. Okay, so I don't know if there's something going on here that there's like a conflict brewing around. Let's hope it's not a family fight, but then I'm seeing the 9 and the 5 here. That's 14. That's temperance energy. It's something that needs to be balanced out. It's something that could be problematic. It is reason to have concern. There might be a need to really get something official, get something dialed in. Sagittarius energy connected around that too. And then it does break down to 5. Hierophant. Okay, so there are details here about something, and all I know is there's something hidden in relation to a privileged lady here, but you're gonna hear about this. And it looks like it changes your desire to head in a particular direction, like you know there needs to be a transformation here. Yep, when you hear about this disappointment, you know there's a transformation that needs to happen here. Do you see these same cards came out? One came out with a privileged lady in the shadow, and here it's coming out in the light. Do you see? What's that? Double 4, 44, 8. The 8 is a key, man. There's either something that went down in August, or the 8th of the month is significant, or there's a Virgo, a Leo, connected to this, or Scorpio, or this has something to do with something hidden. This can be like the hidden way somebody became a privileged lady, like the hidden way somebody earned their money too, okay? The hidden way that somebody got their hands on some assets. There's a blind spot around this. And I do feel like there's conflict around whatever this is. Yeah, but I do feel like you got something on your side here with the Ace of Hearts. I mean, I see your energy is coming out as the official person. And it looks like once this lands here, once you recognize what this is, it feels like this is something that's unfolding here. It recalibrates you with your heart. I feel that really strongly. And that's what balances you out. It makes a decision very clear where maybe you had some confusion before about what you should do, or maybe you even doubted some of your choices. You're going to know that you've made the right decision not to go in a certain direction. I feel that really strongly. with the 3 of clubs coming up in the shadow. Like when this communication comes through, or this could be something that recently came through, and this is kind of highlighting the details here. I feel like you got a new emotional beginning and something that's transforming here as a result of getting the truth about somebody, some privileged lady, and something that's gone on here where there was some misuse of power. It might have been something that threatens stability in a situation. It was disappointing, or it will be disappointing when you hear about it. I got like different timelines for some of you. You've already moved through this, and that's you getting recalibrated now. You're getting ready to open up a new journey. You know somebody that you want to develop a future with. You know what direction you want to go, and you want to take it slow. You want to take your time with it, but you're ready to open up the journey. Also, because on that journey card, there's a train, right? So it's like traveling on the train is very different than going somewhere by plane, you know? Also, there was the car with change too. So it's like traveling somewhere, getting on the road and traveling. It's a much longer adventure. There might even be something like that, like a journey of discovery, like wanting to take a trip with somebody to just sort of like drop in with them and get recalibrated. This coming into, because there is something here that went awry, and it's something that's being reclaimed with the 9 of Hearts coming up in the shadow. It's like this, whatever this was, this sort of smoke screen, this deception. That was an interesting interception is really what I heard, but I don't know why it's coming through like, well, I mean, an interception, certainly. I'm almost like seeing like a strategy here. Like, I just saw this flash of almost like the football field and like the playbook and like sort of mapping things out and mapping out this interception points. That's an interesting dynamic too. Because we did see there were 2 false people here. So this could be like there were 2 people that kind of created some kind of interception moment that caused something to go awry that you were supposed to receive here. And it went to the privileged lady, perhaps. King of Diamonds here. King of Diamonds. There's Earth sign energy coming in there too. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Taurus has come out and Capricorn has come out quite a few times. And if we break the 3 down, 12 there comes to 3. There could be Taurus connection there with the Empress as well. It's Libra too, but there's Earth coming through here. Yeah, something tricky. Something tricky went down here, but there's a little Dharma at play, and Brahma is about to reveal his hand. It's like turning around this energy where some great fortune you were supposed to receive. 9 and 8 is 17. That's your start. See, something's being rectified here because you got this Joker energy coming in the light to turn this around, restore. Some great fortune, something you were supposed to receive, but it was being intercepted by a privileged lady. And the news is positive here. It comes in with the 8 of clubs. So this is like go time. Something moves forward. We know your road opens, but there's been blockage in relation to this. And again, the 8 energy. It's really interesting. And here comes the courtship. Maybe something was divided, something was separated. And there's like renewal energy around it. And look at that. We got the 10, Wheel of Fortune. Transformation happening here. And it has everything to do with your intuition coming forward where you made some judgment call in relation to something around the past. Something around the past. And that's what's turning everything around here. There was something that was really an inequity here. Somebody took something that held up another at the crossroads. It created a lot of instability. And it was like a real rough road of karma here. This was a rough karmic cycle. And there's something that is being completed here. So I see a transformation here too. You made it through a difficult stretch of karmic balancing. I mean, we've all been moving through that energy. all of us with the Plutonian territory we've been moving through for quite a while here. And I see you finally got to the other side of this. And now the Wheel of Fortune's about to turn for you. But there's a lot that's coming with the turning of that wheel. There's a lot of stuff that's being revealed. And I do feel like there's disappointment around somebody that you used to hold in high honor. And there's also a recalibration that comes with that. It like lets you know, this is what I really want to invest in. But you're going to lay the right foundation for it. You're going to take your time. You're not going to rush into something, you know. I see that. Interesting. You may be hearing from somebody too that you don't want to hear from. Like to hear from this person, it concerns you. You're like, I don't want to go back down that road again. I mean, whoa. And just as I said that, this card turned around upside down, this shadow card. Yeah. You're very clear about the action you need to take. You do have some power back in your hands. I like this. It's like your heart fire's lit again. You're reorientated in the right direction here. This is heart fire. This is you having some power in your hands. Also, powerfully, you feel drawn emotionally to what you're in resonance with. There's no doubt. There's complete clarity here, but this turned around. This is interesting. Ooh, I like that. I like that. Okay, so this shadowy energy, this is your energy. Club's energy. All right? This energy has been turned around because of some news you're going to receive. It's going to actually get you in a position where you're finally going to have some power in your hands. And here comes Ted. Barging his way in. Ted, I don't got your bed back here, baby. Just a minute. Ted. All right, you're dealing with a character. Do you need to go outside? You just want to be in here? All right, we're going to close this out. Just a minute. I don't have his bed back here because he wanted to be out there. Do you see? Somebody's changing their mind. They want to barge in real quick here and they want to cause a scene. Yeah. Look at that. Ace. I said 8, but I meant to say Ace of Hearts in the shadow. All right. You're getting clarity here in a situation, and that's what's transforming your reality. I feel like you're very clear. There's something you cut off here. Something's become extremely clear for you, but do expect this 8 character. 8 is connected to this character. All right. Do expect them to try to barge their way in and stir some stuff up. Has something to do with this privileged lady. Somebody that you have discovered who they truly are. I do feel like there was a false front put on here. And it is coming out with this 10 of diamonds in the shadow. So this is something you're hearing here that's confirming as well, a concern, you know. Capricorn energy. It's also a Gemini energy. Strong Virgo too. Could be in relation to work, finances, legacy money, family money, Sagittarian energy, Taurian energy, okay? Pisces energy. There's something you're hearing here that's making it very clear what needs to be cut off, and that's not the direction you're heading in. No more investment there. Pulling out investment. Ace of Diamonds in the shadow, okay? Wow, I can't make it up. Look what's right behind that. Ace of Diamonds in the light coming in with the Queen of Spades. Now we have a pair. Now we have a pair. Ooh, that's interesting the way that comes out. These two are facing off with this energy here. Okay, so there's a recognition of who was stirring the shit pot here. And there's 2 people calling it out, and they're both in the light. This one's in the shadow here, okay? Could be Leo connected to the situation with the fire. Sagittarian energy could be there, okay? But there was something that was in the dark, okay? There was something that was in the dark. There was something that was hidden here. There was something that was concealed, and it's coming to light that this was not the fairy tale ending. There's judgment about a particular connection here that has come to an end. Right? Not going in that direction. And look at this. And now there's a new kind of balance coming through. Really understanding where happiness lies. So judgment, and it brings balance. The closing of the karmic cycle. So wow, you got a lot of action going down leading up to that full moon. Not full moon, we moved through the full moon. So this is something that maybe started to kind of like gain traction with the full moon in Leo, but it's something that will come to fruition with that ring of fire in Aquarius on the 17th. That's a new moon, solar eclipse, total eclipse of the heart. And maybe that's what you're doing here. You're eclipsing one time in your life, you know, one connection. It could be any kind of connection too, something you used to be invested in, and you're eclipsing that out to head in a new direction here. And it is balancing out an old karmic cycle. It's balancing something from the past. It could be in relation to like a high priestess energy, water sign energy, Cancer, Pisces, Scorpio, all right? Aquarian energy. Okay, whatever this is, it looks like you figure out where you're supposed to go and who you're going there with. We do have a pair, okay? And it looks like you're teaming forces here, and whatever this is, it looks real good. Air sign energy coming out strongly here too. Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. If you're a Libra rising, you know, you're definitely balancing out something here with somebody who's on the same page as you, but you both had to see some things that maybe were difficult to see, but they brought a lot of clarity. And I feel like where there was sort of being at odds, you're on the same page now. So that looks good, all right? All right, I'm going to take care of this one here. You know what we say, Godspeed.